Hello children, this video class is an initiative of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group. I Shravya Vyas welcome you all to your online classes of English. So today we shall be doing English Grammar Chapter 1 Nouns. So for that I request all of you to open your everyday English grammar and composition and please come to page number 1. So children, let's start with Chapter 1 Nouns. What is a noun? A noun is nothing but a naming word. So it is the name of a person, place, animal, thing, idea or emotion. Okay. So whatever word you use to name a person, place, animal, thing, idea or emotion, we call it a noun. Okay. What is a noun? A noun is actually a naming word. Okay. A naming word is nothing but a word that names a person, place, animal, thing, idea or emotion. So, a noun is a naming word that names a person, place, animal, thing, idea or emotion. Okay, so it is a naming word that names a person, place, animal, thing, idea or emotion. Now let's talk about the different kinds of nouns. The different kinds of nouns that we are going to do today are 1. Common nouns, 2. Proper nouns, 3. Collective nouns and 4. Abstract nouns. So these are the different kinds of nouns that we are going to do today. Let us now come to common nouns. Common nouns are the general names of people, places or things of the same kind. That is, they are general names given to people, places or things, general names or common names, okay, and they do not refer to particular people, places or things. That is, they don't indicate or specify a particular person, a particular place or particular thing. It is a common name or general name of the same kind. That is, it could be a people of the same kind, it could be places of the same kind or it could be things of the same kind, and they usually begin with a small letter. So let's take the example of school. What is a school? School is a place. It is a general name given to a place where children are sent to be educated, right? So all those places where children are sent to be educated, it is called a school. So school is a general name, and common nouns, they usually begin with a small letter. So if you take a look at the examples of all the common nouns like school, train, toy, box, picture, they all begin with a small letters. Okay, they all begin with a small letter, and common nouns, they usually begin with a small letter. Now let's come to the next type of nouns, that is proper nouns. Proper nouns are the names of particular people, places or things, and they always begin with a capital letter. Like in the previous noun, we had taken the example of school. So school was a general or common name. But when we specify a particular school, when we talk about or indicate a particular school, then that becomes a proper noun. Like for example, proper noun of a school is Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, right? So here we are talking about a particular school, and that becomes a proper noun. Let's take the examples of proper nouns. Rahim, Mount Abu, Thursday, Pepsi. These are all proper nouns indicating a particular or a specific person, place, day or a thing, and they all begin with a capital letter. Okay children? So children, let's start with exercise A in page number 1. Underline the nouns in the following sentence. So, you have to identify the nouns in the sentence, you have to underline them, okay, and write CN above common nouns and PN above proper nouns, okay. So, first we will identify the nouns and then we will find out whether it is a common noun or a proper noun. If it is a common noun, write CN, and if it is a proper noun, you will have to write PN, okay. Let's take question number 1. Munshi Premchand was a great writer, okay. I repeat, Munshi Premchand was a great writer. So, first we will underline the naming words or the nouns, okay. So, our first step is to underline the nouns. So, which are the naming words in this sentence? One is Munshi Premchand, it is a naming word, it is the name of a person, and writer, it is also a name of a person, okay. So, we will underline Munshi Premchand and writer, and these are the nouns in the sentence. Now, let us take Munshi Premchand. What does it indicate? It indicates the name of a particular person, of a specific person, and Munshi Premchand begins with a capital letter. So, hence we can say that Munshi Premchand is a proper noun. Now, let us take writer, okay. Writer is the general name of a person who writes books, stories, etc., right, and writer begins with a small letter, and hence we can say that writer is a common noun. So, above writer you will write CN. Let us come to question number 4. His books are generally set in the villages of northern India, okay. First we will identify the nouns or the naming words in the sentence. So, which are the nouns or naming words? Books, villages, India, these are the naming words in this sentence, okay. Now, let us identify the kind of nouns. So, books. Books is the general name of things, okay, and it begins with a small letter B. So, we can say books is a common noun. Let us come to villages. Villages, again it is the general name of places, okay, and its beginning with a small letter V. So, hence we can say it is a common noun. Now, let us come to India. Here it is specifying a particular country, India, and it is beginning with a capital letter I. So, hence we can say that India is a proper noun. So, children, in the similar way, I want you to solve the all other questions. I have solved 2 questions. I want you to do the rest of the questions in the exercise, okay. Let us now come to exercise C in page number 2. Please open your textbook, page number 2, exercise C. Read the descriptions given below. Choose from the box a name that matches each description and write it in the given space. So, what are we supposed to do? We have to read this description here, and from this box we have to choose the correct name, okay. So, let us start with the first question. Sells sweets and pastries. What do you call a person who sells sweets and pastries? You call that person a confectioner. So, I want you to write confectioner in this blank space, okay. Write confectioner, and this is how you have to do this question. Let us now come to question 5. Always expects good things to happen. What do you call a person who always expects good things to happen? You call such a person an optimist. So, you call such a person an optimist. So, I want you to write optimist in this blank space given here, okay, and this I want you to do all the remaining questions in the similar way, and let us proceed to the next exercise. So, children, let us now come to your third type of nouns, that is collective nouns. So, what are collective nouns? They are the names of groups of people, animals or things. That is, they are the names of groups or collection of people, animals or things taken together. So, collective nouns are groups or collections. So, collective nouns are the names of groups or collections of persons or people animals and things taken together as a whole. That is, they are groups or collections of people, animals and things taken together as a whole. Let's take few examples of collective nouns. You have a group of cricket players. So, such a group is called a team of cricket players. Similarly, a group of sheep is named a flock of sheep. Similarly, a collection of flowers or a group of flowers is named a bouquet of flowers. So children, I want you to open your textbook page number 3 and let's start doing the exercise. Exercise D, choose the correct noun to complete each sentence. Let's come to question 1. A bale of dash fell off the cart. So what are your options? You have cotton and you have boxes. So a bale is actually a collective noun used for cotton. Okay. So what do you say? A bale of cotton fell off the cart. If it were boxes, then it would be a stack of boxes, a set of boxes. Okay. These are the collective noun for boxes. Now let's come to question number 5. A troop of dash was invited from Australia. So which is the correct noun for this? A troop of dancers was invited from Australia. So children, I want you to do all the remaining questions in the same way, and now let's proceed to the next exercise. Let's come to exercise F. Fill in the blanks with suitable collective nouns from the box. So whatever is written in the question, you will have to choose a suitable collective noun from the box. Okay. So let's come to question 7. The deer hid behind a dash of trees. So as it is indicated in the picture, it is hiding behind a small group of trees growing together, and such a small group of trees growing together is called a clump. Okay. Now let's come to the 9th question. This big building has several dash of offices. Several offices or several rooms in an office is called suites. Okay. So this big building has several suites of offices. So children, let us now come to abstract nouns. Okay. Abstract nouns are nouns that name ideas, qualities, feelings. Okay. Examples of abstract nouns are friendship, honesty and happiness. So abstract nouns, they name ideas, qualities and emotions. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the examples. When we talk about ideas, examples could be thought, it could be dream. Okay. When we talk about qualities, it can be courage, it can be honesty, and when we talk about emotions, examples are happiness, grief. Okay, happiness and grief, these are the examples of emotions. Abstract nouns are often formed from adjectives and they are also formed from verbs. So, abstract nouns, they are usually formed from adjectives like brave, kind, okay, happy. These are some of the words that are adjectives, and from these adjectives you can form abstract nouns. Okay, let's take a look at some of the examples. Let's take the adjective courageous. Okay, so what would be the abstract noun from the adjective courageous? It will be courage. Let's think of another adjective. It could be happy. Adjective happy, the abstract noun is happiness. Okay, so these are some of the examples of abstract nouns formed from adjectives like courageous. The adjective courageous becomes the abstract noun courage. The adjective happy becomes the abstract noun happiness. Now, abstract nouns can also be formed from verbs. Okay, Ramola knows German very well. So, the verb knows becomes knowledge. So, Ramola's knowledge of German helped us while getting around in Australia. So, let us take a look at some of the examples of abstract nouns formed from verbs. Let's take a look at the verb know. Okay. So, what would be the abstract noun of know? It is knowledge. And another example of a verb, it is grow. What would be the abstract noun of grow? It would be growth. So, these are some of the examples of abstract nouns formed from verbs. Okay. So, verb know becomes knowledge, verb grow becomes growth. So, children, let's do exercise H in page number 5. Okay. Given below is a list of nouns. Circle the abstract nouns among them. So, I'll read out the first line of words and we will keep circling the list of abstract nouns. Okay. Sorrow, porcupine, grief, hope. So, by definition, an abstract noun is the name of an emotion, idea or feeling, right? So, sorrow is an emotion. So, hence it is an abstract noun which shall circle sorrow. Porcupine is the name of an animal. So, we shall leave it as it is. Grief is again the name of an emotion. So, we will circle grief. Hope is also a name of an emotion. So, we shall circle hope. So, this is how we have to do this exercise. I want you to do the remaining 2 lines. Okay. Now, let us come to exercise I in the same page, page number 5. Change the words in red into abstract nouns and use them to fill in the blanks. So, you have a word given in red, we have to replace it with an abstract noun. As you know, we can form abstract nouns from adjectives and verbs. So, let us see how we will change it. Okay. Question 1. The courageous soldiers moved ahead. Everyone praised them. So, we have to replace the adjective courageous with an abstract noun. So, how do we convert it? We change courageous into courage. Okay. What's the spelling of courage? C-O-U-R-A-G-E. So, we change courageous into an abstract noun courage. Exercise I. Exercise I. Question 1. So, we are changing courageous into abstract noun, that is courageous becomes courage. Okay, so we have to replace courageous with courage. So this is the correct answer. Now let's come to question 2. We should be kind to animals. So we have to replace the word kind here. Let's show kindness to animals. So kind gets replaced by the abstract noun kindness. So what would be the answer of question 2? It would be kindness. Okay, the answer is kindness. So children, I want you to do the rest of the exercise in the same way. Let's proceed to exercise J in page number 6. Please come to page number 6, exercise J. Pick the correct abstract nouns from those given in brackets. So 2 words are given in the brackets and we will have to choose the appropriate abstract noun. Okay, let's take a look at the first question. My teacher gave me a good piece of dash. Okay, so what do you get from a teacher? You get a good piece of advice from the teacher. So the correct option is advice. You have to put a tick above advice. Now let's come to question 2. The detective's dash helped him solve the case. So what quality of a detective enables him to solve the case? It is his intelligence or kindness? Of course it is his intelligence. So the correct abstract noun is intelligence. You will have to put a tick above intelligence. Okay. So children, I want you to do the rest of the exercise in the same fashion. Let's proceed to the next exercise. Children, let us come to exercise L in the same page, that is in page number 6. Fill in the blanks with abstract nouns formed from the words given in brackets. Okay, so you have words given in the brackets. You have to replace these words with abstract nouns. Like I had told before, we can form abstract nouns from either adjectives or verbs. So let's see how we form an abstract noun from these words. Question 1. Ambika needed her teacher's dash to leave the class. So the verb is permit. So now we have to convert this verb into an abstract noun. So permit becomes permission. So how will you spell it? P-E-R-M-I-S-S-I-O-N. Exercise L. Question number 1. We are forming abstract noun from the verb permit. So the answer is permission. P-E-R-M-I-S-S-I-O-N. It's permission. Let us now come to the next question. The doctors waited for the dash of the child's mother. We have to now form an abstract noun from the verb arrive. Okay, so it will become arrive. The verb arrive will become arrival. So question 2. Okay, arrive will become the abstract noun arrival. Okay, A-R-R-I-V-A-L. So children, I want you to do the rest of the exercise in the same way. Now we shall learn about possessive forms of nouns. Possessive forms of nouns show belonging or ownership. Possessive forms of nouns, it shows belonging or ownership. So basically it gives an answer to the question whose. Okay, so the question whose, if I say whose shoes are these, we say it is my sister's shoes. Okay, we put an apostrophe. This symbol is an apostrophe after a noun to make its possessive form. Okay, so we use an apostrophe and we use an apostrophe to indicate that that particular thing belongs to this particular noun. Let's take an example of the dog's food. Okay. So whose food? We have to ask the question. Whose food? It is the dog's food. It means the food belongs to the dog. Now let's take the next example. My brother's football. Whose football? My brother's football. It means the football belongs to my brother. Okay. So to indicate the ownership, we use apostrophe S. To singular nouns, add an apostrophe and S. Okay. So whenever the word is a singular, whenever it is a singular noun, like in this case, dog is a singular, brother is a singular. So we add an apostrophe S and then indicate the ownership or belonging. So the dog's food, my brother's football. So this symbol is called an apostrophe. To plural nouns that end in S, add only an apostrophe. So to those plural nouns that end with S, then we do not add apostrophe and S, we only add apostrophe. So how will we write? The dog's food. Okay. So after S, it will be followed by the apostrophe and no S will come after the apostrophe if it is a plural noun that ends in S. To plural nouns that do not end in S, add an apostrophe and S. Okay. So the men's shirts, the children's toys. So men is a plural, children is also plural, and both these words, they do not end in S. So in such cases, we can use an apostrophe and then an S. So the summary of this is that words that end with S, for that we only use apostrophe, and words that do not end in S, you can use an apostrophe and an S. Okay. When something belongs to more than one person and we mention the names of all of them, add an apostrophe to the last noun. So let's take this example. Zahid, Junaid and Sahil's bags. So these bags belong to Zahid, Junaid and Sahil. So in such a case, we club these three together and put an apostrophe S to indicate the belonging, to indicate the ownership. Is that clear, children? Now let's come to exercise M in page number 7. Let's come to exercise M in page number 7. Add apostrophes wherever required in the given sentences. Okay. Let's come to question 1. The teacher's table was painted red, which annoyed her very much. So whose table? The teacher's table. So we put an apostrophe here. Okay, we put an apostrophe just after teacher followed by an S. Let's come to question 2. My father's office is near my mother's shop. Okay. Whose office is near my mother's shop? My father's office is near my mother's shop. So whose office? Father's office. So put an apostrophe after R. Okay. Now whose shop? Mother's shop. So we'll put an S after, we'll put an apostrophe after R, indicating that the shop belongs to the mother. So in the same way, children, I want you to do the rest of the exercises. This concludes chapter 1, Nouns. Children, I hope you have understood the chapter clearly. Please make sure you complete all the exercises and try to attempt on your own. That way you will perfect the chapter 1, Nouns. Thank you.